How much more comfortable now you think everybody is like now? Year two, because the first year you came in, it was like a very short off season.
It was, and I'll always say this: is it's about the off season, and it's about when you get those kids. And I say this about our team is that we ended the year and started the year with a win, so that's something we could build on. And then went to the off season, and that's really how we built. And we talked about what we're going to do from January to now, and that time is where you really get. Kind of lock arms with your kids and you figure out who they are, who you are, and it was a big time for us to kind of grow.
How excited are you? I mean, you got a good amount of experience back, and dealing with a tough conference you guys were in. How much does that help having experience back to kind of know, okay, this is what you're gonna have to deal with every Friday?
It does. Year two is always going to be better just for the comfortability of you knowing what you want to do with who, and having around 5 or 6 starters on both sides of the ball, that will help tremendously. But you're right, it's still a hard conference. It's still a conference that every weekend, week out, you've got to compete. I mean, there's no off week. So these guys have just got to figure that out, and we can't use that as an excuse, and we just got to go to work every week.
The guys mentioned how much the O-line has improved. How have you been with the O-line and the defensive line? How the trenches shaping?
We have. I think that offseason kind of made them tougher. I thought we did a good job. We did a football intelligence thing every week. We talked about all kinds of things as far as just the knowledge of the game, and I think that helped as far as the things that we've repped all spring. I mean, we were constantly talking about football, so I think that helped them just in their growth and their development as linemen.
What are just some of the other things you want to accomplish before the benefit game?
We need to learn more consistency and rhythm in offense. That's going to take time. We know that, but we've got to get more consistent offensively, and then defensively, we just want to swarm the football better. We want to run to the football better. We understand that we don't have as much speed maybe as some of the teams we play, but we have to learn our leverage better. And I think the kids, if they can figure those two aspects out, I think we'll be a better football team.
How are you feeling about the rest of the defense at this point?
I think that maybe the D-line, they're looking real explosive just in the team camps in the spring we saw. They're looking explosive, what we have to have. Linebackers, they're starting to figure it out. That's the one spot right now that I think that we're going to have to take the most time with that core. And then with the back end, those guys were, I don't know, I think probably maybe 3 of them out of the 4 were starters last year. So I think that they're going to have a great season as far as seeing what didn't work last year and what could work this year. So I all in all, I think it's going to be a pretty good unit.
Last question, offensively, you guys had a lot of success running the football. Is that going to be that, or are you going to kind of try to have more balance there offensively?
Well, I think Joseph Wright had a lot to do with that too last year, so losing him was a big deal. But we've had a couple of guys that we're going to try to move into that running back role with that O-line and how it's kind of shaping up. I think that we always want to run the football. That's going to be our thing, and that's what I want to be our thing. We want to try to control the clock as much as we can. So if we can run the football and play action, that's where we want to live.